Hi, Nikki Cottom here, and today I wanted to talk about pets and essential oils. I get this question all the time. Are essential oils safe for pets? And I have to say yes and no. All right, so here's the lowdown. Essential oils are not safe for your pet um, if you are using an essential oil that is adulterated. So basically, any essential oil that's not doTERRA essential oil, I would not feel safe using on my pet. Not in a million years. Okay. So I also have to say that there are a few essential oils that are difficult for animals to metabolize naturally and therefore are toxic for them. So we will talk about which essential oils to avoid. But essential oils, doTERRA quality, have amazing benefits, and using the right essential oil or a bunch of essential oils that are safe for animals and pets can be such a wonderful aid to you and your pets. So I'm going to dive in and we're going to talk about which oils are safe for just about any animal, which oils to avoid for pretty much any animal. And we're going to talk about the top go-tos. We're going to talk about the dilution needed. We're going to talk about diffusion, if that's okay. And we're going to talk about internal use, okay? Basically, I'm going to hit points that help with dogs and cats. But I will bring in a special guest at the end and we'll talk a little bit about some interesting outside situations that essential oils can be beneficial for. I have had amazing experiences using essential oils with my dog, who I was able to adopt toward the end of her life and give her such great care with essential oils as she enjoyed her last couple years on earth. And I know that I know essential oils can be so beneficial at increasing vitality. There were a few times my dog, it seemed like she was about to go, and we would diffuse lavender or we would diffuse frankincense or give her a bath in some essential oils, and she'd run around like a spring chicken. So I love essential oils so much. I love pets. I love dogs. I love cats. I love horses. I love mammals, basically. If it's a mammal, I love it. Definitely don't use essential oils for fish. That's not going to be a good idea. But I want to talk mammals today. And anyways, let's dive right in. Okay, so I wanted to talk about essential oils, the top essential oils that are beneficial, and then the essential oils to avoid. All right, and then we'll get into dilution, how big your dog or cat is, and how much you should dilute. Okay, and you may even create a special blend for your animal, and that is okay too. We love our fur babies. They sometimes need their very own oil, and you can make that for them. So here we go. All right, so not all essential oils, even doTERRA essential oils, can be used on your pet, okay? But I'm going to talk about the ones that are totally cool and awesome to use on your pet. Okay, so these are incredible essential oils. These are the ones that support the body at a very cellular level. So the groundwork, the base, the bare bones, helping support. So I love these essential oils. I'm going to try to stay as FDA compliant as I can, which means I can't list diagnoses or anything of that nature, or really make any promises that these essential oils will work exactly how I'm hoping they will. But just come with me on this journey and I'll try to explain this as best as I can, which essential oils will be best for you and your animal. So here we go. Copaiba. These are all essential oils that are safe and wonderful to use for dogs and cats, okay? These essential oils right here are okay for dogs and cats. These two are not okay for cats, but are okay for dogs. Okay, so we'll get a little bit into that. Copaiba, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, spikenard, helichrysum, lavender, geranium, eucalyptus, and lemongrass. Okay, these essential oils are powerful. They're pure. They're doTERRA quality. Never use an essential oil that's not doTERRA quality. And you can verify the quality by going to source2u.com and putting in the lot number at the bottom of the bottle. And you can see from third-party testing the mark of that doTERRA has this stamp of extremely high quality, and the highest quality, I would say, in the entire world. So I love doTERRA so much for us and our fur babies. Okay, so we got to helichrysum, lavender, geranium, eucalyptus, and lemongrass. Okay, the only one on here that's kind of a hotter oil is lemongrass, but these will be diluted, just so you know. So don't go crazy with them yet. Let me show you how to use them. Okay, so down here we have Balance, TerraShield, Serenity, Digescen, and then Only for Dogs, Not for Cats, On Guard, and Lemon. And just to preface this, cats cannot really handle citruses, okay? So avoid citruses with cats. Now there's a common question, can I diffuse citrus essential oils in my home? Okay, if you choose to diffuse citrus essential oils in a home with a cat, with dogs it's fine. With dogs you can put citruses in their water and they'll drink it and be fine. But with a cat, I would, if I diffused the citrus oil in a room, I would leave the door open. I always recommend that if you have a cat or a dog, until you know whether they can handle the essential oil or not in the air, leave the door open, make sure they have an outlet to get out of the house if they need to, if they feel like it's just too much for them. Dogs and cats have sensitive noses, so if you know that they love that essential oil, you can diffuse it, no problem. But I would never, even if I knew a pet liked the essential oil, I'd always want to leave the door cracked in the room so that they can leave if they feel like they're getting overwhelmed. So keep that in mind. Dogs are typically pretty chill with essential oils in the air. Cats might get a little bit more irritated. So just keep that in mind. Make sure there's an outlet, so if the cat decides he or she doesn't like that, they can leave and they're comfortable. Okay. All right. Let's talk about why some of these. Okay. These are essential oils that you can almost not go wrong with using. I would say these from Copaiba, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, spikenard, helichrysum, and lavender. You cannot go wrong with those essential oils. They are amazing. When in doubt, use one of these. Copaiba and frankincense, myrrh, and sandalwood, they have incredible properties. They come from resins, so they're very mild, they're safe. You get helichrysum. Helichrysum is the #1 essential oil for inflammation. So, you've got a bunch of essential oils that are extremely beneficial. So if I were to have a pet that has some lumps or bumps that maybe I wanted to clear up, I would recommend some of these oils right here. Okay, they're all very high frequency oils, meaning they have the ability to help stir up vitality in a pet or in a human being, to help us just feel more elevated, to feel like we're on a different plane than just being sick and being in pain. Like mentally, for me, I feel like it just lifts me to another level, another dimension. It's beautiful what essential oils can do. All right, so for inflammation, for tissue, if there's some tissue lumps or bumps or whatever, these would be my go-tos right here. Lavender is also very calming. So if you have a pet that is irritated, 4th of July, dogs and cats can get so scared. I love having lavender or serenity on hand and diffusing that during those times to help with calming, to help with relaxation. It's okay. So I love that. Geranium is a great one to substitute for tea tree oil, Melaleuca, okay? Remember this oil because it's one of the most common essential oils, and you think you should be able to go to it for support for dogs and cats, but dogs and cats cannot handle Melaleuca or tea tree oil, which is the same thing. Melaleuca, tea tree oil, they cannot handle it very well. So what I like to use instead of Melaleuca and lavender is lavender and geranium. Geranium has a lot of similar properties for the skin and soothing the skin and helping, clear up things in the skin you might need to clear up. And then lavender is also very good at clearing up some blemishes and things on the skin, or even minor burns and scrapes and things like that. So this is a good duo to use for cuts and bruises and scrapes and things like that. Don't put the essential oil in an open wound, but I would definitely put it around it. Okay. All right. Eucalyptus is typically used for immune support, and it's a great one to diffuse. It's great for the immune system, the respiratory system. So if you have a pet that needs a little bit of that, that's great too. It's also one that's typically used for inflammation in animals too. So eucalyptus, and then lemongrass also is a good one for inflammation, and it's good. It's safe for dogs, especially. With cats, I've read that it is okay, but it's almost kind of in the citrus family, so use your best judgment with that. But lemongrass actually comes from a grass, so it's not lemon, right? So that's probably why it's okay, or why I've read it's okay for cats, okay? So, but definitely for dogs, it's great. So eucalyptus and lemongrass, those are going to be good to use for. And I had a friend, and she'll probably watch this video, but I had a friend who used the lemongrass on her doggy, and her doggy, was kind of getting a little bit slow and not being able to jump up and do things like he used to. And one day she put it on him, I think he put it on his paws, and diluted on the paws. And the doggy, when I came to visit, the doggy, ran down the stairs super fast and out the door before she could even see what was going on. And she was like, "What? He's been in so much pain, he can't move that fast." And lemongrass just was exactly apparently what he needed to just really just soothe those joints and whatever was irritating him. So I love that. All right, so those are essential oils you can use. These ones I would have on hand for any end of life type of issues. I'll just go with that because I can't make any claims for special diagnoses. But anything that's serious enough that it seems like it could end an animal's life, these are the ones I would have on hand. Okay. Top oils to have on hand. They'll have a lot of similar properties between them. Just go with your gut, see what you would do, and go with your gut. And if you have questions, you can talk to a vet who uses essential oils and that type of thing. All right, so these ones I would use for that. For skin, anything kind of on the skin that might be uncomfortable, I would use the lavender and geranium. And then as far as kind of a little bit of joint discomfort and irritation in the bones and the tissues and the joints, I would have these ones on hand. Okay, I'll talk about dilution in a minute, I promise. All right. Balance is an essential oil that helps a little bit with calming. It just helps to feel grounded and supported. It's also a good one for just helping with that additional support in overall alignment in the body, talking about structural alignment as well as just alignment with all the organs and glands, just giving that extra support. It does have frankincense in it. So that's why I would recommend it. All right, so that is a balance. TerraShield. Okay, I gotta talk about TerraShield, and I have used it. It's what it is for is to help support the body in being able to combat or keep away bugs like fleas and ticks and that type of thing. And I can't make any claims on that, but I will have to say that I have put a few drops both on my dog's collar, just a few drops on my dog's collar, and that's been effective, as well as, and once she was okay with it on her collar, I even diluted it and put it on her spine, and that helped too. So really, really awesome to have on hand for puppies. You can kind of like make your own flea collar by taking the collar and putting a few drops of TerraShield on it. Okay. What I do have to say though, before you go crazy on this, a great way to know if your dog or cat is okay with an essential oil, and this isn't 100% foolproof, but it is a good indicator, is to, if you think your dog or cat would benefit from an essential oil, pull your essential oils out. Of course, do not put the essential oils I'm going to tell you not to put on, but there are essential oils. Any of these ones would be good. You can put a drop in your hand and kind of just let your dog sniff it or your cat sniff it. If your dog licks it or tries to really is interested in sniffing it or following you around when you have it on your hand, that's a good indicator that it might be great and beneficial for your dog or cat. Okay, and the other thing I have to pipe in about quality again, if your dog really needs lavender and you go and buy some generic lavender from the store and you do that, there may be a pesticide or something extremely toxic in there that has been added that wasn't on the label. And your dog may smell the lavender and be drawn to it and then lick it and might get something toxic in their body. So don't use essential oils that are not doTERRA from the doTERRA website. Even Amazon, you cannot trust Amazon when they sell doTERRA essential oils, because people can go in and they can like tamper with them, reseal the bottle and sell it. My mother-in-law, she ordered frankincense and got a bottle of clove. Okay, so not even the same essential oil. So only get essential oils from doTERRA, the website. Okay. Now I've said that soapbox. Okay, so TerraShield is great. Okay, Serenity, like I said, I love diffusing it on the 4th of July. I like diffusing it when company is over. I like to diffuse it anytime it's really stressful because it helps me a lot and it also can help the pets. So I love that. DigestZen. Okay, DigestZen is an essential oil that's great for the tummy and tummy upset. Okay, all of these you're going to dilute before using, but DigestZen is incredibly beneficial for helping soothe occasional upset stomach and irritation, and it's wonderful. And I use this, I put it on my children every night. I put some on their tummy. You could do the same thing with your pet too, morning and night, whatever you feel like your pet needs to really support their gut. All right, so I'm going to talk really quick about On Guard and Lemon. Okay, these are only for dogs, not for cats. Okay, so On Guard is a good immune boost. So it's great to have if your pet is dealing with, some sort of sickness or, really bad stomach bug or something like that. And lemon is a great one to help detox. It's also great for the kidneys. So lemon is a fantastic support there. Okay. If you have a cat that is dealing with something relating to kidneys, I would recommend juniper berry. Okay, juniper berry is good for dogs and cats. It's not up here because it's kind of one of those that is a little bit lesser known. But kidneys for cats, juniper berry is going to be a go-to. And then as far as On Guard, cats, since they can't have On Guard, I would highly recommend, or Melaleuca, which are basically two of the top two essential oils for the immune system. I would use cedarwood and arbor vitae, and you can use these on dogs too. Like I said, you can use the juniper berry, the cedarwood, the arbor vitae on cats and dogs. But I'm just saying, instead of the On Guard for dogs, if you're thinking, oh, I need something for cats, arbor vitae and cedarwood can be a really good substitute there. Instead of lemon, try juniper berry for cats. And so anyway, those are some good ones. Peppermint's always a great one to help with respiratory stuff or the digestive system. It's just a single oil. That will go okay for dogs and cats. Now here, I'm just going to list off the oils you're not going to want to use with dogs and cats, okay? So I kind of want you to forget this list, like, you know, that I shouldn't have even mentioned it because now you have it in your head, but I do want to mention it because I don't want you to be like, I'm not sure if I can because she didn't say anything about that. All right. So, what I will say is the ones to avoid with dogs and cats are wintergreen, melaleuca or tea tree, birch. Let me find it. Birch, thyme, clove, and if you can use a little bit of clove for teeth and stuff like that if you need to, a tiny bit diluted, but not on the skin, okay, for dogs or cats. Oregano is too hot. The only exception I have seen with oregano is if there's parvovirus on a dog, then it can be used that way. Deep blue, so you'll avoid deep blue, purify, and any blends with melaleuca or wintergreen. Now, there is some melaleuca, a small amount of melaleuca in the On Guard. So like I said, if you're uncomfortable using On Guard for your dog, go back to the Arbor Vitae and cedarwood, and you can also throw geranium in there too for that extra immune support. Eucalyptus and lemongrass are also good for the immune system. So those are all options you can go to. All right, so those ones you will want to avoid with dogs. And with cats, I want you to avoid all the oils I mentioned before, plus citruses. Okay, cats can't handle citruses. That includes orange, lemon, grapefruit, tangerine, lime, bergamot, etc. Okay, the other essential oil that to use with caution with cats, it doesn't mean they can't have it at all, but to use with caution is peppermint. It is very, very potent. So be a little bit cautious with peppermint around cats. Also with rosemary with cats, white fir, cypress, and Roman chamomile. So use those with caution, okay? But I would definitely recommend avoiding those hotter oils, the oregano, and definitely melaleuca, tea tree, okay? So avoid melaleuca and tea tree, avoid oregano, clove, wintergreen, camphor, blue tansy, and deep blue for sure, okay? So those are ones to avoid. And then citruses for cats, avoid, and then the other ones just use caution, okay? Use the hand test, let them smell on your hand, see if they like it. If cats are running away, it's probably not a good idea to diffuse that one in your house, but you'll find which essential oils your pets are okay with, which ones they really, really like, which ones, dogs trust their gut, I think, a lot more than we do as humans. So if we're giving our animal like the top quality options that have nothing that they shouldn't have, they're just what the plant should have as far as essential oils, doTERRA essential oils. If we're giving those options to our dogs and our cats, I think they intuitively listen to their bodies a lot better than we do. And so oftentimes just letting them choose is a good option. Now, letting them choose out of the ones I've presented as being okay. I wouldn't stick melaleuca in front of them because even if they were to go to melaleuca because they recognize their body could benefit from that, we know that it's not safe for them. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. So present these oils to them. I'll, of course, avoid the citruses with cats, right? But otherwise, present these in front of your animal and see if they like them, okay? So I wouldn't recommend doing any of these internally with pets, except I have known of dogs to really kind of like ingesting On Guard and lemon. You can put lemon in the dog's water to help support the kidneys a little bit better and to kind of detox. But never give citruses to a cat. If the cat and dog are sharing the same water bowl, don't put lemon in that, okay? Just common sense, okay? All right, so let's talk about dilution, okay? With these essential oils, they're so highly concentrated that you're going to want to dilute them. So if you have, for example, an empty bottle of lavender, like let's say this is all gone, you've used it up and you're like, you have it and you don't know what to do with it because you don't know if you can recycle it or not. I reuse these all the time. So what I would do if this was an empty lavender bottle, I would rinse it out, wash it out as good as possible. And then I would make my pet a blend with the essential oils I wanted to make for them, or essential oils they have chosen that they are really drawn to, and make them their own special little blend. So for example, most dogs and cats really enjoy lavender, really enjoy frankincense, really enjoy, those are some ones that are often really enjoyable, and they're great on so many levels. Okay, so if you wanted to do that, I would recommend, there's about, in a 15 ml bottle like this, there's about the amount to fill it up to 1 ounce. Okay, that's important to know because when it comes to pets, especially smaller pets like cats and dogs, 1 drop per ounce is about right. Okay, so that means 1 drop of lavender and 1 drop of frankincense, fill it up to the rest of the way to the top with fractionated coconut oil, which is a great carrier oil for dogs and cats. Okay, so that's what you do, like 2 drops, okay? So make sure before you make it that it's something that your pet would probably like. So let's say you have a pet who has really been drawn to lavender and really been drawn to frankincense and really been drawn to helichrysum and geranium and maybe eucalyptus, okay? So I would just put a drop of each in there, or if I'm using a lot of oils, just take a pipette, like one of those eyedropper type of pipettes, like these. Okay, and these drops are actually, the drops you'll get out of here are smaller than the drops that will naturally drop out of here. So if you're going to make one with, let's say, all the ones I mentioned, the lavender, frankincense, helichrysum, geranium, eucalyptus, then I would just use a pipette like this and just take a drop out and put the drop in here in the fractionated coconut oil. And that way it's an even smaller drop, okay? So that's something. Also, if it's a kitten or a puppy, really, really young, I would do that anyway. Like 1 drop of this in the whole bottle. Okay, so dogs and cats need a lot of dilution. I don't always dilute with pets because I'm kind of lazy, but definitely dilute. If you got a big dog, I probably wouldn't dilute as much with every single essential oil, but I would definitely dilute with lemongrass, with On Guard, with Digestion, because those are oils that are a little bit hotter. I would definitely dilute with peppermint as well. Okay, so those are ones to definitely dilute. But for example, like my dog loves lavender, and let's say if I had a current dog, okay, my last dog loved lavender. Okay, so what I would do is just a drop on my hand, rub my hands together, and just pet my dog, okay? Because very little is actually getting in there, but it's enough to give your pet an aromatic experience. And then if they love that essential oil so much, they're walking around and smelling it all day long. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful that dogs can be their own diffusers. Cats can be their own diffusers. It's just really, really cute. All right, so I did want to talk about that. For bigger animals, dilution is less needed. So we just talked about like 1 drop or 1 pipette drop for a whole bottle of this, with the rest filled up with fractionated coconut oil. That seems like hardly any essential oil in there, but it's enough for small animals. Okay, you don't want to overdo it with small animals. We don't want them to hate essential oils, right? So that's what I would do here. Okay, let's say you have, 150 pound dog. Okay, that's about the size of a human, right? And a human dose is about 2 to 3 drops, okay? So I would do that the same, 2 to 3 drops in a bottle like this, or like I said, just a drop on your hand, rub your hands together so most of it soaks in your own hands, and then pet your animal with it. Okay, that's fine too. If I was going to do the pet my animal thing with a smaller animal, I would not only put a drop in my hand, but I would also put a little bit of fractionated coconut oil in my hand to dilute it, okay? And then I would pet my animal. Okay, so that's an easy way so you don't have to overdo it. But if you want to make your own cute little bottle blend for your animal, that is wonderful too. And I would recommend that for small animals because especially if it's, for example, your puppy and your puppy has issues calming down, I would make a blend, or for 4th of July or something, a crazy time, make that for calming. Put that blend on doggy or kitty at bedtime and just, give them that additional benefit, or make them a serenity blend or a digestive blend, or maybe an immune support blend, like something that you could do to help boost that, make your own blend according to what you think would be beneficial. Now, if you have a doubt about which one of these to use, let your pet choose, right? Make sure it's okay with your pet. Make sure your pet likes it. I'm sharing a lot of information here, but hopefully some of this will stand out to you and make a lot of sense. Right now I'm diffusing sandalwood, and sandalwood I find to be really beneficial for just the overall just balance. I don't know. I just feel like it just helps balance emotions and helps just lift people's vitality and animals. And so I love diffusing sandalwood. But experiment. So rules of thumb. Let your pet decide by smelling your hand. Diffusing, if you do diffuse, make sure at least the first couple times you do diffuse a certain essential oil that you leave a doorway open, or, so the dog or cat can leave if they need to, if they feel uncomfortable. So they're not trapped inside your bedroom all night long, miserable because it's just overwhelming for them, right? So those are some rules of thumb. No citruses for cats. Avoid the hotter oils. And use any of these essential oils that I have been talking about. And enjoy. And hold on 1 minute. So I wanted to introduce you to a pet of mine. His name is Anakin. We love Star Wars in our house. Okay, so Anakin is a gerbil, meaning I can't dilute essential oils on him because if I use coconut oil, he go die. He's not okay with that. But he likes essential oils. I just can't dilute them on him, but he's so small, so what do I do? Well, I had a dilemma about this about a few months ago when he started getting tumors on his belly. And he stopped for a while. He stopped moving. It seemed like he was going to die. And we were prepping our kids, that little Anakin wasn't going to last much longer, that he was at the end of his life and, he wasn't moving at all. So we were prepping our girls for his death because we just knew it was going to happen. It was inevitable. And these tumors were slowing him down. He wasn't eating. He wasn't playing. He wasn't associating with his friend. So we were really worried about him. Okay, so I started using essential oils on him. And because I can't dilute them, I was a little bit cautious because you can't dilute, but he's so small. So I only picked the essential oils that I knew I wouldn't have to dilute because they weren't hot, although I still would prefer to dilute if I could, but oils will ruin their skin and kill them, basically, drown them. Cute little guy. He's waiting for his nighttime almond, or his, nighttime almond, so he's a little bit active. Okay, so what I did for him, he had 4 tumors on his belly, and he's not going to let you show him, but he had 4 tumors on his belly, and it seemed like he was going to die. So what I did, I put him on my lap just now. Oh no, don't run away. Okay, so what I did is I actually took helichrysum. He apparently likes helichrysum. Oh, he's smelling. Did you see that? He just smelled the sandalwood. He likes sandalwood too. He recognizes that as something I use for him too. Okay, so helichrysum, just a drop of helichrysum and a drop of sandalwood. Okay, and that's what I just a little tiny dab, like tiny, not even a full drop, just a tiny dab. So a tiny dab of helichrysum and a tiny dab of sandalwood. Let me grab him. He just ran across. You little stinker, come back here. Now it's gonna be chase my gerbil. Okay, so what I did is that finger that I put the oils on, I put right on his tumor area. Now he knows he's ready to go back in, but he's calm. Look at him, he just settled right down. Okay, so he knows, like, this means a lot to him. It's his safe one. I don't know, he just has special feelings with it. I just put it on him, instantly he calmed down. You just see him smelling that sandalwood. He loves sandalwood, okay? So even pets this small can show you what they like. So anyway, so the end of the story goes that I did that for about a week. Maybe going on 2 weeks, and I looked at his tummy and 3 of the 4 tumors were gone, and the 4th one was shrinking, and where the other tumors were, there was just like a red dot, but the tumors were like leaving. And so I've continued to do that for him to help him just stay healthy. And he's a vibrant guy. He's not sitting in his, nesting box like about to die anymore. He's vibrant. He's happy. He's chipper. He's running around. He makes our kids so happy. I'm so glad we get to keep him. And it's really thanks to the essential oils that otherwise he would be gone, I'm sure. So he just pooped on me, yay. Okay, so that's my story, and I love essential oils for pets. I really do. They're so precious to us, and we love them. So go use your oils. They're amazing. They're wonderful. And yeah, if you have great essential oil stories with pets, feel free to share. I would love to hear them. Take care.